You know that feeling, right? You have this absolutely brilliant idea for a story, but when you actually try to write it, it just completely falls apart. Well, you're definitely not alone. So today, we're going to dig into Blake Snyder's Save the Cat Strikes Back and find some really practical tools that can help you fix that broken story and turn it into something solid, something that really works.
All right, so let's jump right in. We're going to start with a core idea from Snyder that honestly sounds totally backwards at first. And it's this. The struggle you feel as a writer, it's not just normal, it's actually essential for a great story.
So according to Snyder, when you hit that wall, it's not a sign you're failing. Actually, it's proof you're on the right track. He even has a name for it, the dark night of the script. That's the moment where you really prove who you are as a writer. So see, it's not a dead end at all. It's actually where the real work and the real learning begins.
And you know, Snyder just gets it. He kicks things off with that universal moment of dread every writer knows. You're at a party and someone asks, "So, is there anything you've written I might have seen?" Boom! That icy cold flop sweat hits you, right? It's that horrible feeling like your entire creative soul is being put on trial.
Okay, so how do you fight back against that doubt? How do you turn all that trouble into a tool? Well, Snyder's big insight is this. It all starts way before you even think about typing fade in. It starts with your big idea.
And for Snyder, this is absolutely non-negotiable. Before you write a single page, you have to be able to nail your idea down, clearly and concisely. And look, this isn't just about having a sales pitch ready. It's way more important than that. It's your #1 diagnostic tool. It's the thing that tells you right away if your story even has a solid foundation to begin with.
And to really drive this point home, Snyder shares one of his own spectacular failures. He had this idea he thought was a can't-miss home run, but the second he pitched it out loud, the problems were just glaring. I mean, a dead Mrs. Claus in a family Christmas movie, and Santa, who's like 600 years old, has to find new love in New York City in 48 hours. The whole concept was just fundamentally broken right from the get-go.
And you know what? These were the exact warning signs that Snyder himself completely ignored. He was so worried someone was going to steal his genius idea that he just kept it to himself. And that secrecy, it totally blinded him to the huge, massive logic problems that were staring him right in the face.
So this whole experience leads us to the most common problems you'll find with a story's core idea. Snyder actually identified 3 major logline traps that he saw writers fall into over and over again.
All right, trap #1 is what he calls too plain. This is when your idea is, technically a story, but it's just kind of dull. It feels generic, it's missing that unique hook, and it leaves people asking, so what? There's just no reason for them to get excited. I mean, this logline feels pretty familiar, doesn't it? You feel like you've seen some version of this story a dozen times. And look, it might make for a fine movie, but there is absolutely nothing in that sentence that grabs you by the collar and screams, you have to see this. It's the classic definition of too plain. Okay, the next trap is too complicated. This is when you get so caught up in the device of your story, the super complex sci-fi tech or the really intricate rules of your magic system, that you totally lose the simple human part of the story. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you have to spend 3 minutes explaining your world before you can even pitch the actual story, you're in big trouble.
Now, this next one is huge. Logline trap #3 is hiding the ball. This happens when writers think they're creating all this great mystery and suspense, but what they're actually doing is creating confusion. They're denying the audience that emotional hook. Think about it. If you don't tell people the most interesting thing about your story, why should they care? And Snyder points to this huge budget movie as the perfect cautionary tale. See, the whole story was about clones being raised for spare parts, which is a great hook, but the studio was so terrified of giving away that secret that the marketing literally couldn't tell anyone what the movie was about. And the result of hiding the ball? A massive, massive box office flop.
So, how do you fix a logline that's stuck in one of these traps? Well, Snyder gives us this amazing template to stress test your idea. It's basically a simple fill-in-the-blank sentence, but it forces you to nail down all the crucial stuff: your hero's starting point, their core flaw, the major turning points, and their ultimate transformation. And here's the deal. If you can't fill this out, it's a huge red flag that your story is missing a critical piece of its emotional core. Okay, so once your logline is totally rock solid, what's next? Well, the next step is to map out the entire story. And this is where Snyder gives us another incredibly powerful tool to build out the skeleton of your narrative.
And that tool is the famous Blake Snyder beat sheet, or the BS2, as he called it. This is really the foundation of the whole Save the Cat method. It's a simple one-page guide that breaks literally any story down into 15 essential moments, or beats.
Now here's the really important part. This is not just some formula for Hollywood blockbusters. Snyder's core belief, and this is a big one, is that every great story, whether it's a tiny indie drama or a massive epic adventure, shares this exact same underlying structural DNA. These 15 beats, he believed they're the universal rhythm of human storytelling itself.
Let's take one beat as an example. Stasis equals death. This happens pretty early on, and it's absolutely critical. It's the moment that shows us exactly why the hero cannot stay where they are. The classic example is Luke Skywalker, right? Staring out at those two suns. You just know in that instant that if he stays on that moisture farm, his soul is going to shrivel up and die. This one beat sets up the stakes and tells the audience why this whole adventure simply has to happen.
And the beat sheet isn't just some abstract checklist, it's a scalable system. Those 15 beats become the backbone for the 40 essential scenes of your movie. And Snyder had this great, low-tech way of organizing them on a simple corkboard. He just called the board. And the beauty of it is, it lets you see your entire story all at once before you've even written a single word of the script.
Okay, so now let's bring this all the way back to the beginning, back to those fears we talked about. Because now, with these tools, we can completely reframe them. The very things that used to cause you so much anxiety can actually become your greatest sources of strength.
You see, Snyder's whole method is about transformation. And yeah, it's about your characters on the page for sure, but it's also about you as the writer. That fear of saying your idea out loud, that becomes an eagerness to get feedback. That temptation to ignore a logic flaw, that becomes an exciting opportunity to find a creative solution that actually makes your story way stronger.
So the big takeaway here is to adopt this new way of thinking, this new creed. Stop hiding your ideas away in a dark little drawer. You gotta start talking about them, testing them, and strengthening them right out in the open. Because that feedback you're so afraid of, it's not the enemy. It's actually the key to making your story work.
Ultimately, Blake Snyder's message is a really powerful call to action. It's about a total shift in perspective. Stop seeing trouble as an obstacle to avoid. Instead, see it as the very thing, the fire, that forges a good story into a great one. So let's end with his rallying cry. Let's get into trouble, baby!